Good morning, chemistry students. So today we're going to be talking about temperature and particle motion. There will be a couple different videos for today, so make sure you tune into all of those. So temperature, as you probably know, is just a measure of how hot or cold something is. It's specifically the measure of kinetic energy, and kinetic energy is just the energy that it's caused by the motion of something. So different ways to measure temperature in chemistry is using Kelvin, Celsius, and Fahrenheit. I know you've probably heard of Celsius and Fahrenheit, but Kelvin is going to be new to you, and we are going to use that quite a bit this year in chemistry. So just some conversions you will need to know is that Kelvin equals Celsius plus 273.15. So a pretty specific number. So Celsius plus 273.15 equals Kelvin. Sorry, I'm filming this at home today, not at school, so my dog is barking. And then Fahrenheit equals 9/5 Celsius plus 32. One moment, please. Alrighty, sorry, it's the UPS guy. He's probably going to keep barking, but we're just going to keep going. So anyway, Fahrenheit is equal to 9/5 Celsius, which is 1.8 times Celsius plus 32. So those are the formulas you are going to need to solve these next couple problems. Alrighty, so let's do some practice. Our first practice problem is normal body temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Convert this temperature to Celsius and the Kelvin scales. Alrighty, so like I said, I am filming this at home today, so I do not have my handy dandy whiteboard behind me, so we are going to use an online whiteboard. Let's see if we can get this to work. I'm sorry, you'll have to be patient with me. So the problem said we have 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, and we are looking to find both Kelvin and Celsius. Okay, I don't know if I can make this bigger, but I think I can zoom in. Doesn't make it bigger. Hopefully you can see okay. I'm sorry. So we can't go directly from Fahrenheit to Kelvin, but we can go from here, Fahrenheit to Celsius, and then Celsius to Kelvin. So let's use our formula for, I'll put it over here so we can see. There we go. For Fahrenheit to find our Celsius. So we have 98.6 Fahrenheit is going to be equal to 9/5 Celsius plus 32. So we're just going to solve using basic algebra. So subtract 32 on both sides. So 98.6 minus 32 gives us 66.6 equals 9/5 Celsius. So we now have 9/5 Celsius. I'm going to make this easier on us and do 66.6 equals 1.8 Celsius. Instead of having to deal with the fraction there. So then we can just divide by 1.8 on both sides so that we end up with Celsius equals 37 degrees. Also, if you're looking for how to do a degree sign on your computer, actually I lied, I know how to do it on a Mac. I don't know how to do it on a Chromebook. If you have a Mac, you use Option Shift 8. On a Chromebook, I'm not sure, so I'm sorry. So Celsius is going to be 37 degrees Celsius. Then to find our Kelvin, we're going to do our formula of Kelvin equals Celsius plus 273.15. So all we need to do is do 37 plus 273.15 to find that Kelvin equals 310.15. And Kelvin actually doesn't use degrees, it's just Kelvin. Okay, so that's how we're going to solve that first problem. Rid of all this. Alrighty, our next practice problem I want to look at is this, and I want you to try this one on your own. So one interesting feature of the Celsius and Fahrenheit scales is that -40 degrees Celsius and -40 degrees Fahrenheit are the same temperature. Verify that that is true. So go ahead and pause the video real quick and try to solve that question for me. Now that you've solved that question, I do want to show you that you should have found it is true, which is so crazy. So if we plug in our formula again of Fahrenheit equals 9/5 Celsius plus 32, we can solve that. So we have 9/5 times Celsius, which would be 9/5 times -40 plus 32. And if we plug that into our calculator, it does indeed give us -40, which is so crazy to me. One more practice problem I would like you to try on your own is this. Liquid nitrogen has a boiling point of 77 Kelvin. What is that temperature in Fahrenheit? So in our first problem, we went from Fahrenheit to Kelvin. We are now going backwards. So again, I want you to try this on your own. Go ahead and pause the video and give this one a shot. Alrighty, so we start at 77 degrees Kelvin, and we know that Kelvin equals Celsius plus 273.15. So our number for Kelvin is 77. So we're going to subtract 273 on both sides. So our Celsius equals -196.15. So pretty dang cold. Okay, if we now need to put that into Fahrenheit, we're going to do Celsius, or 9/5 Celsius plus 32. So let's do 196 times 9/5, or 1.8. Add 32. And let me check my math really quick. You should get, hold on, pause, one moment, I keep getting the wrong, different, sorry about that. You should hopefully get that Fahrenheit equals right around -321.07, and we know that we can only have 2 sig figs because we started with 2, so our answer would be about 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Alrighty, so those are the temperature conversions we're going to talk about. You will need those later in the year as well. Then our last definition I want to just talk about is heat. So heat is the energy transfer between two objects due to a temperature difference between them. So heat is the actual transfer of the energy to cause different temperatures, whereas temperature is the actual hot or coolness of something. Make sure you turn into the next video for the remainder of your notes today. Thank you.